Hi, I'm Skylar Sosi, and this is going to be my second speech. I'll show the audience. Oh my god. This is really stupid. And we have some people on FaceTime.
Hi.
Okay. On December 26, 1996, the body of a 6-year-old girl named JonBenet Ramsey was found in the basement of her home. That case is actually a cold case, so nobody knows what actually happened. So basically, my theory of what happened to her was that it was an accidental death and that her family covered it up so they wouldn't have to lose anybody in the family, because I think it was like an inside job. So basically, I have watched probably every Netflix series about this and read almost everything that's written and published about this case. I just find it very interesting that it only happened a couple years ago and that they don't know what happened or anything. And then I'm pretty sure that her brother Burke accidentally killed her, and then her mom Patsy covered it up so she wouldn't lose her other child, and that there wasn't an intruder, and they made that up and fabricated some evidence. So first off with Burke, a famed forensic investigator named Werner Spitz suggested that Burke killed his sister with a flashlight because of the way the fracture in her skull was. It was like indented and circular. And then other investigators have claimed that he had history of scatological problems and then killed his sister because he had mental problems around the time that the death happened. And then they think this happened because she wanted a piece of his pineapple that he was eating on the night of her death. So he freaked out and hit her with a flashlight, and then that's what happened. And then the flashlight and the hit on the head wasn't actually the cause of death. The cause of death was asphyxia by strangulation with craniocerebral trauma, which is being strangled and hit over the head. So hitting over the head wasn't what happened. And then next with Patsy. Patsy basically covered up so she wouldn't lose both of her children. And there was a ransom note that was found in the home, and the ransom note had a very motherly tone. So it had in the beginning, it had this phrase, "listen carefully," and investigators thought that it didn't sound like somebody trying to take a child. It sounded like a mother saying "listen to me." And then the note was actually from a notepad that was found in the kitchen drawer along with the pen. They did some analysis of the ink, and they found out that one of the pens that was with the note card was actually in the same drawer, so everything was from the house, which they thought was very odd. And then another reason they thought Patsy had something to do with the cover-up was there was duct tape found on JonBenet's body that kind of covered her and everything, and they found that there was fibers on the sticky side of the duct tape that was the same fibers as some of Patsy's clothing. And then lastly, there was actually little evidence to show that there was an intruder. So JonBenet's body was found in the basement, and then there was a basement window that was broken that they thought was a point of entry for the intruder. And then the window was actually broken, but Mr. Ramsey admitted that he broke it previous of that night because he was locked out of the house, so he broke the window to get in the house. But that was quickly dismissed because there was cobwebs in front of the broken window, so they knew it wasn't disturbed and that nobody went through the window. And then the ransom note also demanded $118,000, which was actually the same amount that was Mr. Ramsey's Christmas bonus that year. So it was obviously somebody that was familiar with the family's finances that knew and wrote about the ransom note and everything. And then significant evidence was basically covered up by the family. So, like the ransom note, the window, basically it didn't add up to what they were trying to say. And then I don't think there's much that was like connecting with this case. Something just didn't seem right with what they were saying. And then lastly, if you are interested in this case, I would suggest researching it yourself and coming up with your own theories. Try to see what happened and everything like that.